When we think about Agentic AI, we wanted a way to actually frame our thoughts, right? So we created this periodic table. And big picture, really what it does is group our actual use cases in three big ways. One is our horizontal use cases. These are use cases that actually function from an IT perspective, corporate functions, so business, finance, etc. And then we also think about it from an industry domain perspective, right? So how do we think about the insurance value chain, all the way from IGO, NIGO, which we'll show here in a minute, to claims, to underwriting, right? And all the use cases surrounding that. In addition, we think about Agentic AI not only from the technology perspective, but from the business perspective, right? So how do we think about ROI, right? How do we think about the ROI of this technology up front? How do we think about actually shortening the time to production, right? From a technology perspective. And also the change management, right? As you actually get use out of these tools, how do you actually get use out of them at scale in production, right? And so all of the assets that we have are framed from those perspectives. So when we think about our assets, right, just to show you an example, even before we actually talk about the use case itself, right, we even think about ROI, right? So from an ROI perspective, we have built an ROI calculator, which we can show here. The intent of this is actually before you even implement Agentic AI, we want to make sure you're actually getting value out of it. So we actually have industry benchmarks on what it actually costs to get these things into production, and how do we actually think about what use cases make the most sense from a process perspective. So at the end of this, you're actually going to see an entire end-to-end IGO, NIGO process fully done in an agentic workflow. So now you saw a piece of our IGO, NIGO demo, but keep in mind on our periodic table, we have many demos, right, for given the type of use cases that someone could be working on. Please contact us at NTT DATA anytime if you're interested in either in a demo, learning more about Agentic AI, or actually have a specific use case that you'd like to talk through.